Hello, Janine Garner here again. I hope you are all amazing. So, quick show of hands. I know I can't see you, but let me just test this virtually. Who's been ghosted after delivering an absolute amazing chef's kiss of a proposal? Yep, same here. And if it helps, I once refreshed my inbox so many times, I think my laptop actually thought it was doing a cardio session. How many times have you seriously sent a pitch packed with so much value? You spent hours finessing it. You've triple checked the links. You've hit send and then silence. Absolutely zero response. No reply, no acknowledgement, no got it, not even a thumbs up emoji. Just inbox tumbleweeds. It's not just you. And no, you don't need to slash your price to get noticed. Because today on this podcast, we're going to dive into what seems to be a modern epidemic of being ghosted, why it's happening more than ever. And I want to give you some tips and tools and ideas on how to turn that silence into clean decisions and better clients. I'll share the story of the dream prospect who went on me. I want to share with you the exact moves I made and I used to bring that client back. And I'm going to give you a 5-step framework that you can actually action before lunchtime today. We're going to break the tired rules of chasing and creating momentum with clarity and confidence and maybe a spark. So get that kettle on, get that notes section open, and let's start turning those crickets into contracts. So, a few months ago, I'm fresh off a high energy strategy day with a corporate client. The stakeholder group is absolutely buzzing. The whiteboard looks like an amazing part of modern art. And we've got really clear, crisp outcomes. I'm also really clear on what the next steps are, and I've been asked to submit a proposal to that effect, a proposal that is about the next 12 months of how we can both work together, how we can embed the strategy, and how we can really unlock that next level of leadership potential. So, of course, I spend a few hours writing the proposal and off it goes. We schedule a check-in, I send a gentle nudge, and then nada. Absolutely nothing. Old Janine would have spiraled into, is it me? Should I cut rates? Really? Is this what they actually wanted? Should I throw in a bonus keynote or two? You know, you've heard me actually rant about this before on prior podcasts here about not undercharging and not bending over backwards, but instead actually valuing ourselves, because those two things are a fast track to burnout and certainly not growth. And if you check back, you'll find former episodes on that. But what I did instead is I pressed pause and I asked a better question. The question was, what's the value gap that they're currently feeling? Not what am I missing from my proposal deck, not about what feels risky to me, but actually asking myself, what is currently risky to them? How foggy are they feeling right now? What's in the way for them? And here's what I suspected. The team in the room was aligned, but the approver of the proposal wasn't in the room. They loved the destination, but they were actually really nervous about the next 30 days. And they weren't actually doubting me at all. They were doubting themselves, the timing, the bandwidth, their ability to implement what we were about to do without disruption. And so I shifted from chasing to actually serving with structure. No discounts, no desperation. I sent a short thank you for note referencing a specific insight that they shared during that strategy session. It wasn't just circling back. It was a proof that I'd been listening. And I named one immediate measurable win, one next step. I showed them a magic pill that they could put in place immediately and drew a simple line for them between today and that result. I also offered them a decision gate, a very clear yes, no, or not right now option, a respectful, pressure-free way to get closure for me or momentum for me to get closure for them or momentum for them. Now, the result is that this activity resets the conversation. We had a really quick, tight, quick win session and a very clean yes, ultimately, with extended scope over and above that original proposal. Not because I pushed harder, but because I made it easier for them to decide. So this is what I want to share with you today, because let's just talk quickly about what's really happening when you're ghosted. The reality check right now is that time poverty is very real. Your key contact may be doing the work of 5 people. Their calendar is a game of Tetris. Your email's not being ignored. It's just actually buried in a significant amount of pressure and workload. The second thing is that decision drag is structural. Post 2020, what happened was many organizations added in extra levels and layers of sign-offs. The person who loves your solution may actually, in reality, need 2 committees and a budget holder to nod before they can move ahead. And the risk perception is actually greater than the ROI slides. Even with a great ROI, a great return on investment, buyers are fearing execution risk. They're asking themselves, will this disrupt business as usual? Who's going to own it? What if we look silly if it stalls? What if it actually doesn't create the change that we want? There's also a little bit of confidence dip in the middle that's happening. Early excitement is always high, but mid-funnel confidence dips because the next steps feel fuzzy, and that's when ghosting spikes. And when potential clients start questioning pricing, price is actually a proxy for certainty. When buyers start nitpicking on price, it's often a sign that they're uncertain about what actually happens next. Not about the actual dollar figure, but more about what happens next. And if you respond by sending a thicker deck, if you respond by listing even more features or slicing your price, you're actually fueling the overwhelm. So what you've got to do is we've got to respond to this ghosting activity with a clear outcome, a tiny first step, a clean decision path. You've got to become the signal in the noise, not add to the noise. We've got to disrupt the old dance and create some movement and empower the decision, both for the client, potential client, but also for yourself, so that you actually have some clarity moving forward as to what is happening and what that pipeline truly is. So what I want to introduce for you is the GHOST framework, the GHOST framework, 5 moves that have the potential to bring those buyers back. Now I'm going to go through it one step at a time. So let's start off with G, the G for ghost. G stands for giving the magic pill, which is one clear outcome. You see, ghosting loves vagueness. It thrives in the fog. So you've got to think about what is one small but mighty result that you can help those potential clients get results fast. I want you to think about solving that right now. What's the one outcome that they care about right now? The thing that's keeping them awake at 3 a.m. in the morning, solve that. This is what I call your magic pill. It's that first taste of transformation, the first gift of you. It's the value add. It's not the whole shebang. It's not the whole program. This is just a little something, a little bit of sprinkle, a little bit of your magic that proves that you get it, that you understand them, and that you can help. So for example, if you're a coach, it may be about sharing a 1-page journaling prompt that unlocks a client's limiting belief. If you're a consultant, maybe it's about sharing a 3-point framework or a quick voice memo or Loom video where you are unpacking how to triage their biggest bottleneck. If you're an advisor, maybe it's about sharing a quick calculator or checklist, or even a sample chapter of something that you've written before and showing them how to, for example, save money or get clarity and direction. This is not a sample of your program. It's not bait. It's real help and it's real fast results. It's saying to your potential clients, I see you, I understand you, I've got you. And what we're doing here is we're reframing the conversation from proposal to progress. Confidence and actually getting results and outcomes beat price wars always. So, G, we want to give a magic pill. Next letter, H. H stands for humanizing the follow up. Just checking in or I'm just following up on a previous email is dead. It smells like desperation, quite frankly. And I want you to replace that with something that's memorable, that's respectful, and that's actually human. And this is where we go back to the thank you for strategy. Again, I've shared this on previous podcasts. There's 3 parts to the thank you for strategy. Part number 1, T, think about something that they have shared with you, something that matters to them. This shows that you were listening. So, for example, it may be, thank you for sharing with me the current challenges that you are facing with conversations at leadership, with engaging your team, with networking internally, with siloed working, whatever it may be. The T, the thank you for, the part 1 is thanking them for sharing a piece of information with you that mattered to them. Then we move to the second part of this strategy, which is A, ask. A clear next step question, not a pitch, but a partnership nudge. So it may be, is there any further information you need from me? Whatever it may be, but ask is part number 2 to the thank you for strategy. And finally, part number 3 is the D, do something. One generous act, one level of insight, one bit of connection, one bit of clarity. Now, as an example, one of my clients followed up after a very intense values-led discovery call by saying, thank you for the story about your founder. It reminded me of why I do what I do now. If it's helpful, I've mapped out your 3 biggest culture blind spots, and I've also suggested a possible 90-day plan. If you want me to walk through it, let me know. That very simple piece of follow-up, not a I'm just following up with, but this thank you for strategy, landed that particular client a 6-month engagement. She wasn't pushing, but she was partnering. She was showing, I get you, I see you, I want to help you. Next step, we're talking O. This stands for offer a quick win. Showing, but not telling. You're not selling coaching or strategy or support. What you are actually selling is movement and momentum for that particular client. And what we know is action shows proof. This is where I want you to think about how you can collapse doubt about the decision. How can you make it easy for your client to actually build the confidence in you, in your work, and how you can make momentum happen? Now, it's slightly different to the magic pill. The magic pill is sending something. This is about something a little bit smaller where they see you in action. So, for example, it could be a lunch and learn. It could be a 45-minute decision lab where you're getting clear on priorities and a go or no strategy. It could be a 30-minute strategy call or strategy sprint where you're picking the pain point and you're mapping out how they can navigate it over the next 30 days. Maybe it's a snapshot deck where you're very quickly highlighting what's missing and how to fix it and what action looks like. The key thing here is you want it to be short, it's results focused, it's an added value piece where you are giving your potential clients a sense of what it's like to work with you. Your prospect doesn't want more information. They want to feel momentum. So this is about giving that momentum to them. S is one of my favorite. This is where we set decision gates. This is about really getting back in control, because the worst thing as a consultant, a coach, or advisor is an ongoing, never ending pipeline where you've been speaking to people forever and ever, and you actually don't know if it's going to land or it's totally disappeared. So this step is a lifesaver. It literally saves time, it saves sanity, it saves those awkward energy leaks. Those leaks where you've pitched, you've served, now you actually need a decision. And I want to hat tip an amazing client of mine, Leah Mather, who actually came up with this bit of email gold, which she shared within my Elevate and Inner Circle community. This is about sending a message. We want to put some decision gates around the ghosting. So the subject line could be here, quick chat, yes, no, or not now, or maybe. And the message runs something like this. It could say, hey, Sam, I'm just checking if now's the right time to move forward on the proposal I've sent you. If you could please reply with a yes, let's lock it in. No, I'm all good with that, and I'll close the file. Or not now. Let's circle back in a few months. I'd love to know. If a 10-minute chat helps, say the word and I'll call. So essentially what you're doing is you are taking back control. You are sending a yes, no, or maybe email to those people that have been ghosting you. And you're giving them that chance, that decision gate to themselves close it off or move forward. What you've done is you've created a boundary and you've given them the control. Because often ghosting isn't rudeness, it's actually about resistance and overwhelm, or potentially your clients don't know how to say no. When we give people a simple choice, you'll be amazed at how quickly they will respond. And the final step here, the final option here is T. T in the acronym of GHOST, GHOST, T stands for taking your power back. This is not about entering the discounting spiral. Let's talk about the real cost of ghosting. It can wreck your confidence if you let it. But here's the deal. You're not someone else's nice to have. You are not a discount dispenser. You're not available for approval choosing. And if they start nitpicking price, I want you to think about how you can pause and reframe. Maybe ask them, what's the key outcome that matters most to you? Is it speed? Is it cost? Is it depth? And then the conversation is about prioritizing that one thing. Maybe it's about going back and closing down the nitpicking pricing conversation by saying, I don't discount, but I can adjust the scope to fit your investment range. What feels doable right now? I've had one of my awesome clients, often when people say to her, is the price negotiable? She'll actually say, yes. How much more would you like to pay? The point here is that your price is a mirror for your client's readiness. It's really important that you own your worth, you own your proposal, you own your pricing conversation. This is not about discounting, but it is about taking stuff out. So those clients that ask, can I get a discount? Remember, they're not trying to insult you. Often they're trying to reduce their own risk. So help them feel safer without shrinking yourself. For example, maybe you're a business coach and you've sent a proposal to help, a solopreneur repackage her services, and she goes quiet. What you might do using the ghosting process is we pick up the G and you send her a quick template on how she can name and price her signature offer. Maybe with the H, you send a thank you for message about sharing her zone of genius and the fact that you love the fire in the voice, and you've outlined a 3 launch step process. Maybe you offer a 10-minute signature sprint and suggest a setting of boundaries. Send her a yes, no, or not now email. Like, you can tap into each of these 5 strategies of G, H, O, S, and T and use them to essentially speed up that decision-making process. This is about owning your power. This is about owning your presence. And this is about going into partnership with those potential clients. This is how you stop ghosting from stealing your magic. So I know ghosting is on the increase, but I want you to remember it's not a verdict. It's just information. And when you show up with clarity, with humanity, and with solid boundaries, you have the opportunity to turn that silence into real momentum, into deeper respect, and into a better way of serving your clients. You're not here to chase. You are here to find those incredible A-grade clients that have problems and that are willing to invest in you. You're not here to chase. You're not here to convince. You are the safe pair of hands, the hot commodity, the brilliant partner your dream clients are craving. Even if they're not quite brave enough to say yes yet, you've got to ensure that every action you take, every bit of communication you make, every single next step is reinforcing your positioning and your authority in the market. So here's your challenge for this week. I want you to pick a person that may be currently ghosting you. Send them the yes, no, or maybe not yet message using the framework that I've shared above. And then I want you to celebrate either outcome, because either outcome is clarity, and clarity is the win always. If this episode landed with you, if it helped you sit up a little bit straighter and own your value just a little bit more, please give me a rating here on whatever podcast channel you're listening to. And if there's anyone else that you think would benefit from listening to the message, any other supplier, client, friend, partner of yours, please pass it on. And even better, take a screenshot, share it on your socials, tag me, and tell me your biggest aha moment, because I want to hear what clicked, what's shifted, and even what still feels a little sticky, because this is about conversation. You're not alone in this. You've got brilliance to unleash. You've got clients that need your help, and you've got people that you know you can serve to help get the outcome that they are looking for. Silence doesn't get to stop that. I'm Janine, cheering you on as always. Thank you so much for listening this week, and I'll see you next time.